I just love being a priest. Okay, next weekend, we will officially open and begin our new ministry. Over 2 years in the work is ours cafe and meeting house, and we are unbelievably excited about this new endeavor that we are beginning. And I just want to I won't be celebrating Massive next week, but words of gratitude cannot be expressed deeply enough to all the people that have poured themselves into this, whether it be just in the planning, but also those who have volunteered their time, their talents, their craftsmanship. Our office staff has been working like unbelievably hard to make everything happen. And I'm just going to tell you, when you go and visit, your mind will literally be blown. The transformation of what has taken place in that building it really is deeply, deeply profound. And as you know, many months ago, I promised that we would do fundraising for the event so it wouldn't come out of our Sunday collection. We raised over $130,000, and we came just under budget on startup costs. So I'm very, very thankful to the Lord for that. As a reminder, we do not own the building. It is a partnership. There are owners and we are renters of the building, but we are excited about things unfolding. I'd like to already just tell you like one great success story. So I've been stopping by the building at least once a day for many, many weeks now. And about 5 weeks ago, I walked into the building and there was a guy in there that was doing some work. And I was like, "Hi, my name's Father Meyer." And I was like, "Have we met before?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "That's fine." I was like, "Well, I'm the priest in the local area." He goes, "I know who you are." I was like, "That's great." I said, "Do you go to church anywhere?" And he goes, "Yeah, I used to go to church, but I was like, "Well, why don't you go to church anymore?" He said, "I really don't have a reason." And I was like, "Oh, well, you're always welcome back." And I would just like to say that this was the 5th Sunday that he was back at Mass. And the reality is that it's not that hard when you love people and you just invite people to love the Lord. And that's all that it takes. And the whole point of ours cafe and meeting place is to have a place to just meet with people and to just love people. And when you do that, people's lives are changed. And so, unbelievably thankful. I can't even express the gratitude. I've also had the coffee, which is also fantastic. So just very, 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 very thankful for that. Okay, I'm going to punish you all with one story. Okay, I've never told this story publicly, and I felt convicted to tell this story today. Okay, so big deep breath in, breath out. Okay, ready? When I was in Jennings County, a new football coach arrived, head football coach. He actually came from East Central High School, Scott Buning. And he was the new head football coach in Jennings County. He was Catholic, and he showed up. And one Sunday, after he introduced himself, he said, "Hey, Father Meyer, I want you on the sidelines of the football game." And I just said, "Scott, that's not how it works. It's a public school. I can't just be on the sidelines of a public school." And he said, No. These boys need fathers. It's really, really bad. So the next weekend he came back, said the same thing. I was like, "Scott, it's really not possible." He said, "No, I've talked to the superintendent and the principal, and they're on board." I'm like, okay, because I didn't really want to do it. And I was like, "I'm your pastor, I'll do this." So Jennings County had their opening game against Batesville. Now, I've been in sports my whole entire life. I have never been on a high school football sideline, and I will tell you that I was scandalized, I was terrified, and it was absolutely, I had never seen so much chaos in my life, but I had also not seen so many grown men cursing and swearing and high school kids doing the exact same. And I just prayed a rosary every quarter of the game. And at the end of the game, after Scott had been interviewed by multiple radio stations and whatever else, I just pulled him aside and I put my arm around him. I said, "Scott, I'm your priest and you asked me to be here, and so I'm here because you wanted me to be here." I said, "But I just want to let you know, what I saw was horrifying. And every one of those teenage boys has been trained that when there's adversity in their life, taking God's name in vain and having bouts of anger is acceptable. So what happens when they get angry at their wife? What happens when they get angry at their kid? What are we training them to be?" And Scott actually started to cry. I said, Scott, like, I don't know why you invited me, but this might be one of the reasons. I said, hey, I said, if you want to change something, like, I'll come to practice on Monday and I'll like talk to the team. And Scott like turned around and he looked at me, he said, no, this is my job. If I want to make these men, I need to do something. And that next Friday night when I was in the sideline, there was not one swear word. And God's name was not taken in vain. And it's just one of those powerful reminders that all it takes is an invitation. I think like oftentimes we think that like we can't fight the culture, we can't change the culture, there's nothing we can do, we're so lost, but it's not really the case. But people just need to be called to more, and people actually want to be called to more, don't they? Like, we don't want to like just wallow in mud for the rest of our lives. Now, I have no idea. Like, Scott Buning moved on to another church, another high school in southwestern Indiana. I have no idea what is happening on the sidelines of Jennings County High School, and I probably don't want to know. But I think it's just one of those reminders, like, all it takes is an invitation. This isn't about me. This isn't about what I did. But it's about this, the possibility that's before every single one of us when we just ask questions, right? When we just invite people to more, and like the ripple effect of that. So like, there's your bonus content for the day. Smash the like button, subscribe, and join me on Locals. I was joking. That was like a joke for those of you who, okay, I'm going to stop. Please stand.